James is a mixed traffic engine, meaning that he could pull trucks and coaches. He is proud of his smart red paint, and so was his bright number 5. One day, all of the engines were excited because they were planning an anniversary for the Sodor Search and Rescue Center. Considering how it's been in business since 1960, Thomas and Emily were the ones most pleased, and so was the Fat Controller. Today marks the 60th anniversary of our proactive rescue cooperation, as you all have once again broken your famous world record. As a result, your photographs will be taken to honor the saviors of the year. Why, just recently, our good friend Percy has helped Arthur clear away some troublesome trucks after a messy accident with squashed fruit that flew everywhere. Luckily, no one was hurt. But anyways, well done everybody. I'm proud of you all.
Well done, Percy,
smiled Thomas.
And happy 60th anniversary to the Sodor Search and Rescue Center,
cheered Emily. But James, on the other hand, was not impressed.
"Huh," he said. "Just a lot of fuss about nothing, if you ask me."
But then comes nightfall, when the engines are still congratulating Percy, leaving James deprived of any sleep.
"Well done, Percy," smiled Edward.
"You know, I guess I was wrong," said Gordon. "Little engines can do big things, especially for little green caterpillars." I'm just kidding, Percy. Congratulations, by the way. Hey, isn't this exciting, James?
"What do you mean?"
Well, Percy just rescued another engine with the help of the Sodor Search and Rescue crew. As a result, he actually got his photograph taken.
Really?
Yep. Perhaps that you ought to get your photograph taken after you rescue another engine with the Sodor Search and Rescue team.
Well, I guess you're speaking my language. After all, a photograph being taken of me is just something that any other engine like me would just die to have.
We'll see, little James. We'll see. Next day, James was shunting some trucks in the yard. But even after yesterday's event, he wouldn't stop grumbling.
"I just don't get it," he said.
"What don't you get?" Edward asked.
"Well, I just cannot seem to get the thought out of my smoke box, Edward. Why, it just makes me feel like I'm in a hypnotic trance, much like the Niagara Falls joke from the Three Stooges."
Well, maybe a little hard work ought to get you to focus. Alright, I better get going. Cheerio! Later that day, James was in the yard when he heard another engine's whistle. A goods engine came rushing through the yards way too fast. The engine's name was Earl, and the trucks were pushing him uncontrollably. Still whistling for help, poor Earl disappeared.
"You know, I think I would like to teach those trucks a lesson," said James the Red Engine. Soon came the alarm. "Earl is off the line. You'll have to fetch Rocky. Quickly, please."
Hurry, 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 huffed James. He wasn't pretending to be like Gordon. He really meant it. Drat those silly trucks! I hope that Earl isn't hurt. Earl's driver and fireman were feeling him all over to see if he was hurt, just before James arrived with Rocky.
James was hard at work, chuffing backwards and forwards all afternoon.
Soon, with the help of Rocky and James, Earl was sent back on the rails. He tried to move, but he couldn't, so James helped him back to the yard. Once he brought Earl to the Sodor Steamworks, James was feeling mostly pleased with himself. Then James saw the Fat Controller. "Oh no, what will he say?" he thought to himself. But the Fat Controller was pleased. "I was in my office and I heard everything via phone report." Say what now?" "Not only have you managed to save another engine from a terrible accident, but you also made the most troublesome truck on the line behave." James could only grin excitedly, so much so that he thought that his boiler would burst. "And as a result, I have a proposition for you."